Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 134 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekend edition and I'm sitting in front of my temporarily installed railing and it's going to go in permanently in this video. And if you want to see how I do that or you're interested at all, you know what you need to do. All you need to do is stay tuned. Yes, after I got the painting done, where I kind of left off in the last video, part one, I cleaned these up a little bit, used a little cheat trick that I do sometimes when I weld if there's a little gap. I've come to rely on auto body filler, and I filled a couple little holes and painted them flat black. I think they look great. So I came here the other day, it was yesterday or the day before, and I put the bottom sole plate in and put the top in and tipped it all in temporarily. Nothing screwed down yet, but that's going to happen today. And yeah, I'm very happy with the look. It's nice and clean. This worked out exceptionally well. And so in this video, I'm going to screw this all down, glue this in, screw these in, and it's going to be finished today. So we'll bring you back when we're putting it in. Well, the first stage is to sand the bottom part of the handrail. The 8 spindles that were in here previously were held in by these double-ended lag bolts. And wherever that lag bolt was, it leaves kind of a raised piece of wood that needs to come off. Also, there's finish under this as well. And right now the plan is just to glue the bottom piece that holds the new railings to this. So I need to rough that up as well. So we're going to do a little bit of sanding to get this rolling. And I think that's it. I think that's about all I need to do. Okay, so we'll move on to the next step, which is going to be screwing the sole plate down to the floor. Well, moving on to the next step here, and that's to screw the sole plate down to the floor. So hopefully I'm in focus here. I just need to tap this into the correct position, and that looks really good. The other end needs a little bit of adjustment yet, but I'm going to put a screw in on this end. Okay, did it move at all? No, it didn't. That's perfect. Okay, the other end. And I added a third screw to this. Okay. This flooring hammer works really nice for adjusting here. That looks perfect. All right. I was going to pre-drill them, but this is going in so good that I don't think I need to. I like it. And now we'll just do the middle. And that's that. Nice and solid. Yeah, I like it. Wonder if a guy could still, well, you can still adjust it a little bit too, even with it tightened up. I'm just going to tighten that just a little bit more. There. I like that. Give them all a little shot yet. Okay, that's that done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start putting the top in and doing some gluing. So I will be back. Well, we're on to the next step here. Off camera, I did all the gluing. So I applied glue to the top or to the bottom of the top rail here, and glue to the piece that I've machined to hold the tops of the balusters. So it should just be a matter of tipping it up and clamping it in place. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a glue drop there. Okay, I'm going to do this quickly. This glue's been on for a little while, and hopefully all goes well. Oh, the one thing I did do, and I'll maybe explain it as I'm lifting this, is, not as easy as I thought. The balusters are in the correct way. Okay, they work. Which way does this one go? This way. Nope. This way. There we go. Okay, remember the up-down thing I explained last video? Well, it's important. Okay, it wants to tip a little bit, but I think once I get everything where it should be, it'll slide in nicely. Hopefully I'm not getting glue on everything. Okay, I like this. Now we're going to try to pull it up. And the balusters are quite tight in those half-inch by half-inch holes that I made. And they're not sliding very well. But now I have one clamp on. That'll get me started. The other key thing here, and I guess I'm just doing it by feel. Okay, I don't want these to come out. Oh, by the way, if you're seeing that the camera is moving, Sheila very graciously agreed to help with this, because otherwise this would be a lot harder to do. Okay, so my fingers tell me that that's pretty good right there. I will go back and check all of this visually yet, but for now I want to get the glue to glue bond going. And I want to try not to use my brad nailer. Oh, nice glue on my new smock. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well. Hopefully I can wash that out. Okay, it'll take a little bit of fine tuning yet. But I'm going to clamp between every baluster, get it up nice and tight. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to try to avoid brad nailing this onto the top. I mean, that would be so much faster than this. But it's all about feel. So when you slide your hand and your fingers underneath the baluster, it should be nice and smooth. And I like that 5-degree angle under there. It's really nice. It's got a nice feel to it. And that's, to me, an important thing when you're doing a railing. Now, these aren't perfect yet, but that's okay. I have a way that I will deal with that yet. Okay, and I think I am just going to double check my eye here. Yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do here yet. And I may do that off camera. It's just a matter of getting this gap here, this reveal, perfect on both sides all the way along. And I may take my rubber mallet and tap on the balusters a little bit to move it over. But I think that's all that's of interest that I'm going to do in this segment. So what's next? Next, we're going to fasten the bottom. And that I have a little trick that I'll show you to make sure everything is perfectly straight. Okay, well, off camera, I went and set the reveal on this bottom trim piece here, and it looks really nice. Happy with that. You're probably wondering what this is for. Well, I want to make sure that all of these balusters line up perfectly. So by clamping a 2x4 on each side on the flat spots, I'm just below the feature here, it guarantees that this is straight. Now, why that's important, I drilled the holes for the screws to hold it into the bottom, into the sole plate. I drilled them before I cut and modified all this stuff. So I may not have got these on perfectly, although I tried really hard to get them on perfectly perpendicular to this. But I'm human. I could have made a mistake. So what I did is I put this brace on to hold everything straight, and I'm going to leave it on until the top is dry, and it's been a little while now. Those can soon come off. But I've got the back side screwed on already, and I made a little change with hardware. Now, the hardware that this comes with it's pretty decent. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like about a 3/4 inch, yeah, 5/8, 3/4. Phillips head, boo, countersunk screw. And I used them on the other railing. They look really good. However, with the welding and the changing I made to these plates, inadvertently, I realized that I filled up the space for the countersink. So when I put those screws in, they left a sharp edge sticking up because they couldn't go in as far as they were supposed to. So I switched to a good old Canadian screw. This is number 6 3/4 round head or pan head, whatever they call them now, Robertson. Yes, Robertson head. I like them. Okay. So, and they're the wrong color, but when it's all said and done, I'm going to spray a little bit of my paint into a little container and take a brush and just dab the tops, and then they'll be fine. Because this is the paint that I painted the bottom with, and it seems to match pretty much perfectly. So, with that in mind, we're going to start screwing these in. Now, I have a drill with a small bit here, and I can see that this one, the hole is just a little bit off. So just going to drill that out a little bit. And of course, now that I'm taping, this one won't work. But we're going to, hopefully you can see me and my head's not in the way here. There we go. Perfect. And that should hold that nice and solid. So while the rest of this is pretty much rinse and repeat, I may as well show you anyway. Yeah, this one here, there's filler or weld in the hole itself. So I think this is going to look just fine when it's all done. And maybe I'm being fussy. Okay, I don't like that sound. And that sound usually tears up the screw a little bit. So we just take another one. There we go. Yeah, always have lots of screws around when you're doing this, because if you chew something out, just replace it, because in the end you won't be happy. Okay, so we're all just about half done here. I can see this hole, but I'm going to run the drill in just in case. There we go. That's nice. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, this has been fun. Oh, there's no hole at all. Oh. Oh, I just had auto body filler in the hole. I must have missed that. Okay. Oh, we'll leave that one. It slipped a little bit at the end, but I must have done not too bad getting those welded back on right. This is going nicely. And mass-produced screws too. Sometimes, whether it's Robertson or Phillips. When screws are built as cheap as they possibly can be, sometimes the head isn't formed the way it should be. But anyway, I think that's all good. Now, if you look down here, this, okay, over here, there's still blue rug here that I didn't take off when we put in this laminate floor because I knew this was going to happen. What's going to happen now is I'll just put a piece of oak plywood in here and finish it the same as this. So we'll have an oak feature on the edge of our living room floor. So, all right, I think the only thing left to do now is to let this dry for a little bit. It's Saturday. My coffee group will soon be here. And after coffee, we'll come back, we'll take the clamps off, and we'll close this video off. Well, I'm done. I really like it, and I'm not one to really like my own work right after it's done. But this turned out really, really well. When you look at it from the other side of the house, from the kitchen, both railings match nicely. So I'm quite happy with this. Everything kind of worked out the way I had planned. The only surprise for me in all of this was having to cut the bottoms off. But in the end, it worked out. I even went over the screws with some black paint already. So this part is complete. I've got a little bit of other work to do on the railing here. I damaged this newel post a little bit when I did our bathroom last year. A sheet rubbed against it and broke a corner off. So we're just going to chamfer those edges on these two sides and put finish on, and it'll look good. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I'd love to be doing the other side next, but it's more important to finish the interior doors and the trim and all that stuff. We're tired of living like we're camping here. So next week it's going to be painting doors. I've got a lot of catch up to do in the shop because my shop is a disaster, and I'm going to be teaching next week again. So yeah, but we're going to try to get some painting done. I've got two doors that I need to modify because we're going to put a standard swinging door into where a bifold went, and when you frame a bifold opening, they're a little smaller, and I just didn't feel like tearing the house apart to get that door to fit, to make the opening bigger. So I'm just going to make the door smaller. Nobody will notice. So that's what's happening next. By the way, most of the pieces for the other side are already cut. So I'll tape them all together, put them in a pile with spindles or the balusters that go in. And probably next fall or whatever, when I get to it, I'll change those. But anyway, yeah, another renovation project successfully done. And it's the weekend edition, so we get to enjoy this for the rest of the weekend. a big thanks to my wife Sheila for holding the camera for this, because this is hard to shoot off a tripod, a lot of it, and that has worked out fairly well. The other thing to mention is as of about 5 minutes ago, I'm 2 subscribers short of 500. So if you'd like to be literally the exact number, the 500 subscriber, if you get on it now, that'd be great. You can leave a comment in this video if you'd like Frosty. Just say, yeah, I'd like Frosty. And I have 8 names in the draw for that. So I'm hoping that maybe the next video I do can be the Frosty giveaway. So I have to figure out, because I'm kind of internet illiterate yet, how people can get in touch with me privately through, well, I'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll draw a name on camera and we'll get Frosty dealt with. So yeah, with that in mind, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I've got a lot of work to do to get this channel to, I'd love to get to be able to monetize, but that's not going to happen this year. I don't think anyway. But yeah, as quickly as possible would be great. Yeah, so like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the weekly edition, which will probably be, I don't know, I'd guess maybe Thursday or so. Anyway, so have a good week, everybody, and take care, and we'll see you on the next video.